What have we here? The goddess Assis. Huh. So this was right all along. The Guardians weren't totally full of crap. Ah, wonderful. I guess we can go home now. Not really. Oh man, we came all this way and we still have one more thing to do? Apollo was a fitting final boss. Why do we have to stop here? Yeah, I guess we can do that. Ah, fortunately she can shrink herself. Wonderful. As gods are wont to do. Alright. So now we have the absolute final party member. Welcome to the finale of Final Fantasy Legend 2. So let's take a look at what Assis has got here. Max strength, max defense, max agility, max mana, null all, recover, the best flare in the game, and all the really necessary magi. So what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna warp on over to Final Town here. Just gonna leave Dad sitting there while it's shaking. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, this shaking isn't going to stop. I really hope you did all of your level grinding before you beat Apollo, because it's going to be really obnoxious otherwise. Alright, so what I definitely want to do now is get, I want to cap up on Flare Tomes. Because Aerie used... Did Aerie use the entirety of her other one? Yeah, she's empty on that. And oh yeah, I want to get a heal staff for sure then. We are going to sell off the dragon gear, because she just does not need it. She's going to have like no defense coming up, but it, strangely enough, doesn't super matter, because everything I'm worried about doesn't actually go against defense. It's going to go against mana, or it's going to deal fixed damage, or it just is going to deal random damage regardless of how well equipped you are. So your defense doesn't super matter if you're sitting in the back row, actually. Especially if we have guys like Toki and Gar taking all the hits anyway. I want to get a fresh heal staff, obviously want to get an elixir, and I want to get another tent. So, Aerie gets put up front, so be very careful about that. Let's get a second Flare Tome on her, because I want her to be as strong as she possibly can. We're not going to need all 15 heal charges for how I have this planned, so that should be fine. And I want to get the tents higher up. And the elixirs higher up. And I have another Flare Tome just in case. And a couple more heal charges if I need. Yeah, 4 tents and 4 elixirs should be fine. We won't have to worry with what we have planned going forward. Alright, so let's use the Pegasus Magi and get on back to the Central Shrine. I was gonna say, fortunately we don't have to deal with the shaking for much longer. But we literally have to deal with it for the rest of the game. But we do get to hear that cool track again that only popped up at the end of Venus's World. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game. It's very heroic. I can imagine being a kid back in 1990 hearing this and getting goosebumps. That's not gonna talk to us, that's fine. Anyway, here's the final dungeon. If you played Final Fantasy Legend 1, it's kind of like, ooh, good thing I got the... Good thing I got the, jump here, because I meant to reposition my party and didn't get the chance to. So, how we're gonna handle... Oh, it's kind of like Final Fantasy Legend 1, where the final dungeon is mostly just going down a repetitive staircase. Alright, let's reposition. I want to get Aerie all the way down to the bottom where she is not going to get targeted. I want Toki at top, because he is the highest defense. I want Gar in second, because he is the highest HP. And if you're wondering why I fought, or why I'm fighting here, I'll show you. You can't run from any battles in this final dungeon. You are going to have to take everything on the chin here. But that's why I bought all of those elixirs and flares. Because Assis, her flare basically one-shots absolutely everything. So, But once you're out of flares, you think you'd be sunk, right? Oh yeah, the demo load. I actually looked up all their Japanese names, and this was, Demon Lord, but it was, like, written as Demon Orodo, because, that's how that would be written, but they took Lord as Load, Orodo as Load instead of Lord. Oh well. But yeah, Acee's flare can knock out anything, but, once you're out, what are you supposed to do, right? This is a pretty deep dungeon, and 5 flares aren't really gonna get you too far. The first time I played the game, I just walked out and healed and hope I had a better stretch of RNG next time, but, no, just pop elixirs on her. Like, you have all that money and they sell them, you might as well use them. I mean, maybe you could get good RNG and just not ever have to deal with them, but... what if you also just, said fuck it to all that and just won? See? Boom, boom, boom. Totally good. Really want Aerie to... Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't, think about that as a possibility. I guess it forces you down like an elevator, but either way, we can just put the Aegis Magi up and kind of get everyone to not have to worry too hard about it. War will hit pretty good. Paranail, if, that doesn't, hit, so much the better. Yeah, look at that. Can't even hit. Lucky us. Hell, Aerie might get a chance to get some mana here, then. Or not. Okay, really hoping I wouldn't have to deal with... But at least with this, if it's just one group, it'll be easy, because, we have the Samurai Bow. Oh yeah, look at that. We didn't even have to have a... Ah, wonderful. Aerie lost Para and acquired Para. Cool. Alright, now let's, pop an elixir onto Acees, and now we're good for the next 5 battles. And ideally, we won't have to see another on this floor. And of course, we get into one, as, I say that. So the reason I got, instead of just loading up on elixirs, I also got 4 tents, is because, we're going to get one final upgrade for Kai here. And it should be coming up by the next floor, I think. It's either the next floor or the one after it. Ooh, good straight. Alright, I guess it is the one after that, but we got an entire floor with no encounters. That's really as good as you could possibly hope for. I like this lizard sprite, it's cute. Bye, lizard sprite. Hey look, Scylla! Hi, look, it's your sister! How does it feel? We got the Moaner. I guess the Moan Blade must be a thing in mythology, because it's the same in Japanese. And I remember in Strange Journey there was the Moan Bullet gun skill, so... Anyway, these random encounters aren't all we have to deal with. We do have what is a boss encounter here, Tianlong. And this time I looked up, what it says in Japanese, and apparently it is Tianlong. I figured it might be pronounced differently. Because sometimes Chinese throws me off, like X's are pronounced like sh, or Q's are pronounced with a ch. So I thought Tianlong might be something else, but nope, it read pretty clearly like Tianlong. Nice and easy, and we get Tianlong's meat! So we give this to Kai, and now we have the ultimate monster in the game, Titania. A girl made of solid titanium. With max mana, almost max agility, cure, every elemental skill, flare, erase, teleport, and immunity to quake. This is a godsend. Kai is basically a second Acees. She just doesn't take a hit quite as well. So that's why I recommended getting the tents, because this way you're not totally hosed now if Acees runs out of flares. Like, if we get into another encounter on this, instead of being super scared, look, Acees didn't even get to go. Like, Kai just took that. So now tents can be super efficient. It's really, really nice. It's a shame we couldn't get this much earlier, but, if we did, the game would have no challenge. Squid meat. Hey, look, wild Sleipnirs. I'm never sure if it's pronounced Sleipnir or Sleipnir. I always just want to go for the more, foreign-sounding pronunciation, but I'm not always right about that. I'm trying to remember one. It was like Mistletoe or something? Yeah, Mistletoe, but I don't remember what abomination I was pronouncing it as. It was like Misselten or something. I'm like, nope, it's just Mistletoe. Thinking way too hard about these things. Alright, we're getting pretty deep into here. So fortunately, I haven't burned through too many elixirs, and I have all these tents. But we just have a little bit longer to go. So there's one monster in here that definitely got changed in Collection of Saga. And I had to look really hard for it in that one, but I didn't find it the last run either. So we're probably not going to get to see it. I'll save the surprise for what it might be just in case. But that thing definitely got changed in Collection of Saga, because even in the unwoke 90s, I'm kind of surprised that one got away unscathed. Let's see. Totally good. Yeah, and you get a ton of GP, so if you need any more things, like, this is a great place to grind if you really think you need it. But at this point, I don't really think you do. Like, Aeries got enough juice. The only thing I'm worried about is Aeries' HP. I kind of wish maybe she got at least one more buff, but it's not looking like that's going to happen. Cancer! We've got Pudding, Cancer, and Worm. What a motley crew we have here. Yeah, see, this will be a good opportunity to use a tent, because Kai is already out of flare charges, and Cease is running a little low, too. In fact, after this battle, I kind of didn't think both would run out at the same time, but I'm actually getting a little spooked. We'll see how this pans out. It's not like I'm super worried, but... Not eating cat meat, thank you. Okay, cool. So let us pop a tent, and we are all back in business for the second-to-last boss fight in the game. Against a Fenrir, which doesn't feel right, because Fenrir is a wolf, and that is a cat, my guy. Of course, if we get the first strike, so much the better, Jesus. Yeah, Fenrir did nothing, and Fenrir will do nothing. Fenrir and Tianlong also give the highest tiers of meat. So you can't get... I don't think you can get 2 Titanias. Alright, here we are, the final floor in the game. And I don't think that one monster can pop up now, so let's just say, remember that one monster that I was said definitely got changed early on? Let's just say it got changed to something that's now called SF. And had a 2-letter acronym that, if I say, I will definitely lose my ad revenue. So, maybe a group of people that weren't too nice. Kind of surprised they got away with that. But there's another monster down here that I would like to show off, but I don't think I'll be able to. It's the rarest monster in the game, and it's called a Haniwa. And it is as difficult as an actual boss fight, and has the chance to drop the best strength-based weapon in the game, the 7 Sword, which hits 7 times, like, probably not as hard as Excalibur, but it's probably going to be like 3 batches of Excalibur, I'd say. It's a pretty busted weapon that would be wonderful to find, but I've never seen it, and I'm not grinding down here for it. I wonder if I can get on over to here. Ah, just like that thing back on top. I wonder what it could be. Anyway, this is like a whole maze of things to find, but I had a guide ready in case I needed to get through it, but I remembered how to get through it pretty well. If you're already kind of hurting down here, I would recommend maybe looking at a guide to be sure. But that's the final floor in the game, so let's load up on tents. Let's take a look at everyone's gear. We obviously know these two are going to be fine, but I mostly just want to check Aerie. She is good on flares, and she is good on heals, so... let's put this game behind us and take on the final boss. The security system. I wonder if I say no, what'll happen. Okay. Let's take it on. And we lose a cease for this, so I hope you didn't get too reliant on those Magi again. But this is the very end. Final boss time! Hey, we got a first strike too, against the Arsenal. Alright. So, first strike, we're just gonna go whole hog. I'm not gonna bother with P-Blast. We're going entirely in. I actually didn't want to use Flare yet. I'm gonna stick with Thunder first. Damn good first roll. Shit, that's awesome. So the way the Arsenal works is, I want to say Flare for the last little stretch. Arsenal has 4 cannons, each with 1,000 HP. Oh, and they're going to attack like this. And the more they attack, the more damage gets done to everyone, but it's a fixed amount, and it's not very high either way. If you can't deal enough damage, the cannons will heal, but if you can't out-damage the cannons, you weren't gonna beat this boss. Alright, so, that's that. On to the next phase. Uses the Smasher, which deals kind of a piddly amount of damage. This phase is probably even easier than the cannon phase. Because the Smasher deals anything from, like, I think I saw it hit as low as, like, 80, yeah, 52, to, like, maybe, like, 300. Okay, I want to be a little careful here, because we're ripping through this thing's HP. So, I'm going to have Aerie on full-time heal duty now, because I think, the big one's coming, and I want to be prepared. Nope, Standard Smasher. Good. That way I can enter the next phase at full HP. Okay. Let's do that again, because I want to be absolutely sure. Because when things get going, here we go. Absolute final boss time. The final phase, the real Smasher. Oh. Oh no! Okay, well, I lost. Boy, I sure wish I had the Heart Magi, or revival thing, but you can't win without... We're not going to be able to win without Aerie, so... Shoot, that panned out really bad. Yeah, maybe if I gave Toki or something... Yep, but can't handle that. It deals like a random amount, but point being is, we lost. That's kind of the... That was why I really wanted Aerie to have more HP. Because... Yeah, that was pretty brutal. If Aerie gets hit with a 600, like... And it's like a random amount. She could have just gotten hit for 100, but, you know, getting hit for that much... Nothing you could have done. Yeah, that's the end of that. Thanks, Assis. Alright, let's see if we can handle it better this time. Yeah, when I went through the last one, Aerie got up to like 600 and got, like, the Smasher left her at like 1 HP once. And, you know, I handled that just fine, but, nah, you get a bad roll with as little as HP as Aerie has, and there's just kinda not much you can do. It's not a super RNG check, like... But, well, I mean, I guess it is technically objectively an RNG check, but it doesn't do much higher than that. If you have 700 HP on your healer, you can't lose. That's kind of what it boils down to, is that, if you can hit the upper limits of, or surpass what the upper limit of it can does, it's only ever going to fire the Smasher. It doesn't get more complicated than that. It does get to a point where this fight becomes unlosable. It's just, we're not at that point, so... That hurts a little bit. Alright, we'll do a full round of pure damage. And go from here. I wonder if I can actually see the second tier Smasher do more than that. Alright, start going totally on heals, because I just need Aerie to be a little higher up. Whoa! That's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ, man. I don't think you can use a tent halfway through, and I don't know if elixirs can heal the dead halfway through a fight either, so, what would I even do? What would I get rid of? I guess you don't need the ninja glove, so I'm gonna give Gar 1 elixir to see... Wait, did that say... Oh, Gar can't use elixirs, huh? Okay, never mind. Did that just straight up eat the elixir? Wow, that straight up just ate the elixir. Holy shit. Okay, so we're, kind of hosed in that regard. Let's see what we can do. Let me try using the cat claw. I think it's, like, another thing where, like, the samurai bow is going to outdeal it. They're kind of similar. It doesn't super matter. I don't know why I used P-Blast. You know, you get used to doing, one thing throughout the game. I wanted to see if I could knock out Cannon 3 right from the jump, but I don't know if you can even, like, do 1,000 damage against Arsenal here. Alright, let's move on over to Thunder, because I want to save flares for the... As you can see, I want to spend as little time in the final segment as possible. Yeah, that was something else, man. I've never seen the second stage Smasher do so much. Yeah, see, 52. Or maybe it does do something with defense then. I never thought, but it wasn't doing that much to Aerie the first time, so it's kind of hard to say. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that did a shitload of damage, huh? Maybe the second stage does have an effect. Start spamming Flare, and we'll go with heals from here. Alright, let's see how the Smasher goes this time. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, see, Aerie handled that better. Yeah, that's the only issue with how little mana the robots have, is they get really kinda hosed. Like, I'm gonna have to have Kai forsake using Flare just because I need Toki to survive. Okay, alright. We did good. We did good. If I can get, like, 2 or 3 rounds into it without Aerie dying, I might be able to out-DPS the Arsenal from here. But Aerie has to use heal. You have to have a healer going. There's no getting around that. I think what I heard is that it's dealing like a total amount of damage and dividing it randomly amongst your party members, but I actually don't know how true that is, because it feels like it's doing a pretty variable amount, even in that regard. Alright, got as many flare charges as we could. I'm really... If I can just get one more round with Aerie not taking a huge... Uh-oh. Oh! Aerie survived! Oh, yeah! Don't even have to worry about it. Yes! That was rough. I've never had that hard of a time with the Arsenal. Boy, Aerie just did not pan out in this whole run. Maybe a little grinding wouldn't have been half bad. Beep. But that's the end. That was the final boss. We can just walk around if we want. But, what do you have to say, Aziz? Thanks, we did it. Okay, well, you sure you don't want to say hi to everyone? Oh, so you're just kind of the IT guy here. Oh. I don't know how I mean, I guess it kind of goes with, like, how the ultimate end state of the universe is entropy, but it kind of sucks knowing that, like, everything that we did, we're eventually just kind of gonna have to push onto our children like this. I don't know. It's kind of a bittersweet ending in that regard. At least for now, it's good. It's kind of like Fire Emblem Awakening in that regard. I wish we had the option to, you know, get rid of Grima forever instead of just kind of kicking the can down the road for eternity. But, oh well. Clearly it's happened before, so good always seems to prevail in the end, huh? And we can't skip past this. The game is out of our hands now. I mean, what else were you gonna do? You can't get anywhere, you don't have the Magi now. I mean, you kinda had to figure, you knew it was going to summon a god. I'd say. I don't know why the translation here feels so wonky. Like, 2 sentences in a row felt kind of, like, a little stilted. No, Dad, you're coming with us. And that is Final Fantasy Legend 2. I love this game so much, man. Had a little more of a higher energy finale last time, but, you know, doing something a second time always hurts a little bit, I guess. But we get to see us saying goodbye to everyone we met on our little adventure. Odin's even back to see us off for real. Guess you can't keep a good man down. But this became one of my all-time favorites. It's one of my favorites on the system, for sure. Like, the straight-up original Game Boy, this might be my favorite of the whole lot. I mean, what's competition? Red, Blue, and Yellow, and Link's Awakening? I think this kind of takes it all. But I haven't played 3. But I am going to play 3 after this, just now that I don't have to worry about getting my wires crossed during the LP. You know, I experienced it for the first time only so recently, too. I did it back in September, right after I beat Teal Mask, because I needed something to do, because I still had a few days off. Is that who I think it is? Because that's Mask! He was Lynn's real father all along! He wasn't just Dad the whole time. Who did the translation? Karu Moriyama. Didn't remember that. Yeah, actually, your mom is saying this to your dad right now. How would you feel like if you just came home and your mom just started saying this to you? Your mom just started giving a copyright warning about your birth. And that was that. But there's still one last thing. Oh, come on, Dad, let's not do this again. Has the cycle of death and rebirth started so soon? Could you possibly want this time, Dad? The Lost Ark? What is this? Indiana Jones? I wonder what that said in Japanese. Or given that he looks like Indy on purpose, I'm sure that, maybe it was just a Raiders of the Lost Ark reference. Oh. Oh, it's one big family outing, and right out the window is a family. I don't know, this game is just, like, genuinely funny sometimes. I love it so much. I'm really glad I got to experience it, and I'm really glad I got to share this experience with you all. So I hope you all enjoyed Final Fantasy Legend 2, or Saga 2, as they call it. In real people world. But that's the end of that. And unlike, you know, actual Final Fantasy games where you get to the end and you can't do anything, if you press the A button, you can pick up from where you last saved. So, you can continue the adventure anew. Maybe do a little bit of grinding so Arsenal isn't so much of an RNG check. I am kind of glad I got to show off how the final bosses can actually kick your butt. Because I kind of steamrolled them the first time, and maybe it was a little anticlimactic. But I had a rousing speech that I think made up for it, that you'll never get to hear because the audio corrupted in a way that I've never dealt with before and couldn't fix. So, So it goes on this bitch of an Earth. But anyway, that is the end of Saga 2. We are going to continue LPing in general with, we're going to pick back up with Soul Hackers 2. Now that I'm confident enough to return, I'm feeling ready, so let's get back to some real good LPs, some streams. Let's make this a brand new era of Comic Fire, we'll say. So, thank you so much for sticking with me on a series that helped me get my groove back. And I vastly appreciate the support. Thank you so very much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Take care, and see you next Let's Play!